I don't remember. I remember watching a movie, but I don't remember the name of it, where there was a black doctor who was talking to a white doctor, and the black doctor was incredibly frustrated because he was only allowed to look at the medical books that had then been outdated. And he's like, it doesn't matter how much I learn, I'm always behind because you won't give me access to the modern day literature.
It was Hidden Figures.
Was it Hidden Figures?
She was the calculator, and they would all go into their meetings, and she wasn't allowed to be there. So she was working on the problem.
This is a different movie.
A different
but you're
one, okay,
right.
but that happened in that one,
The same
yeah.
idea is illustrated in the movie Hidden Figures, where it's like, if you don't give me access to the information, I cannot do what you're doing. And
you've
that
essentially
is how,
created my issue. Like, I can't be what you need me to be, but you're the reason I can't be what you need me to be.
Right. Well, and one of the things that you're talking about, Mason, is there's some bias there. So my internal response is, because you're black, you're not as educated, therefore I'm not going to waste my time by giving you this extra material. And that is, again, an example of how internal and external sources inform my reality. Now, it makes perfect sense that a person who has black heritage still struggles with the fallout of that. I love the podcast. No, it was a YouTube video of Uncomfortable Conversations with a Black Man who utilized that example of, you know, it's still not equal because we got, what did he say, like a 500 meter, you got a 500 meter head start, and we're still trying to catch up. So the only way we can catch up is if we hold you back, or you stick me in a golf cart and drive me up to that line.
The conditions are now mostly the same, but the situation is still not the same.
Right. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that we in this country are still fighting with internal perspectives that limit people in minority positions' ability to have access to the same resources so that they can have that. And that's one of those things, you know, when we talk about things like white privilege, we're not necessarily saying you did something bad and that makes you have white privilege, but rather your history for the last however many years in this country has given you a privilege that was not given to minorities. And because of your privilege, you've had better access to A, B, and C.
You in the broader terms, like not necessarily each individual, but in broader terms.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I believe that white privilege is absolutely a real thing. And we've got lots of studies that demonstrate that, you know, selection for special programs. And, you know, I look at things like Abby talks about in her mostly white school, how sometimes she's the last person picked, and, you know, just little micro racist things that we still struggle with because we have not, as a community within the United States, have not fully recovered from our racist past. And again, this is a great example of how internal and external sources work together to create a person's reality. We would love to invite you to join our Facebook group, Unpacking Mormonism and Other Religious Trauma, on Facebook so that we can have some open dialogue and foster a community of support. Thanks so much.